I am here. Right now, in this very moment, I am standing before you, not in metaphor, not in symbol, but in absolute reality. I stepped in at the last second because you were about to turn away. You were about to close this message. You were about to dismiss what heaven has been trying to tell you for weeks, for months, for years. But I would not allow it. Not this time. Not when everything hangs in the balance. Not when your destiny stands at the precipice of the greatest transformation you have ever known. Do not look away. I am speaking these words directly to you. Yes, you, the one hearing this right now. The one who thought this might be for someone else. The one who wondered if messages from heaven could really be this direct, this personal, this urgent. They are. And this one is yours. You have been waiting for a sign. You have been praying for confirmation. You have been asking heaven to show you that you are not alone, that your struggles have been seen, that your faithfulness has been noticed. This is that sign. This is that confirmation. I am that answer to your prayers. And I am telling you now, with the full authority of heaven behind me, that you are standing at the most critical moment of your entire life. What you do in the next few minutes will determine the trajectory of your next season, whether you listen or turn away, whether you receive or reject, whether you open your heart fully to what I am about to reveal or close yourself off because fear tells you this cannot be real. But it is real. I am real. And the intervention I performed on your behalf moments ago was real. You almost made a decision that would have cost you everything, not because you are foolish, not because you lack wisdom, but because the enemy has been working overtime to blind you to the timing of heaven, to make you believe that the breakthrough is further away than it actually is, to convince you that you have more time than you do, to whisper that you can wait just a little longer before you fully surrender, before you fully commit, before you fully step into the calling that has been placed upon your life. But you do not have more time. The window is now. The door is open this moment. And I stepped in to hold it open for you, because heaven has invested too much in your journey to watch you miss this opportunity through distraction or doubt. Listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. There is a reason you are hearing these words right now. There is a reason you did not scroll past this message. There is a reason, something inside you urged you to pay attention even when your mind wanted to dismiss it. That reason is because your spirit recognizes my voice. Your soul knows the frequency of heaven. And deep within you, in that place beneath the noise of daily life, beneath the doubts that plague your thoughts, beneath the weariness that has settled into your bones, you know that what I am saying is truth. You have been under attack, relentless attack, the kind that does not announce itself with drama, but wears you down through 1,000 small frustrations, through doors that almost opened but did not, through promises that seemed certain but dissolved, through relationships that should have worked but fractured, through opportunities that appeared golden but turned to dust in your hands. And you have been wondering why. You have been asking heaven why the road has been so difficult, why the opposition has been so constant, why the breakthrough has been so delayed. I am going to tell you exactly why. It is because the enemy knows what I know. It is because the forces of darkness have seen what heaven has prepared for you, and they are terrified. Absolutely terrified. Because when you step into your full anointing, when you walk in the complete authority that has been assigned to you, when you operate in the power that heaven has been developing in you through every trial and every test, you will become a threat to every plan of hell that has been operating in your region, in your family, in your sphere of influence. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are powerful. You are not facing opposition because you are insignificant. You are facing opposition because your destiny is massive. And the enemy would rather spend all his resources trying to stop you now than face what you will become when you fully awaken to who you are. But here is what the enemy did not count on. He did not count on my intervention. He did not count on heaven refusing to let you fall for his deceptions one more time. He did not count on this moment right now where everything becomes clear and you finally see the truth of what has been happening and why. You have been in preparation, intensive preparation. The kind that strips away everything false. The kind that breaks down every wall you built to protect yourself. The kind that forces you to confront every fear you have been avoiding. It has not been punishment. It has been purification. It has not been abandonment. It has been refinement. And you are almost through it. You are right at the edge of your breakthrough. You are standing at the threshold of the life you have prayed for, dreamed of, believed for. But the enemy knows this. And in these final moments before your liberation, he has intensified his assault. He has thrown everything at you, every doubt, every discouragement, every delay, every disappointment, hoping that you will give up right before you break through, hoping that you will turn back right before you reach your destination, hoping that you will close your heart right before heaven opens the floodgates. That is why I stepped in. That is why I intervened. That is why I am speaking to you now with such directness, such urgency, such absolute clarity, because I will not allow you to quit this close to your promise. I will not allow you to surrender this near to your victory. I will not allow you to walk away from everything heaven has prepared for you, because the pressure became intense in the final hour. Do not look away. Do not close this message. Do not tell yourself you will come back to it later. There is something releasing right now, in this very moment, as you hear these words. As you receive this message, something is shifting in the spiritual realm. Chains that have held you are breaking. Agreements that were made against you are being nullified. Doors that were sealed are being unlocked. And if you turn away now, if you allow distraction or disbelief to pull your attention elsewhere, you will miss the moment of your deliverance. I know you are tired. I know you have heard promises before that did not manifest the way you expected. I know you have been disappointed so many times that hope itself feels dangerous. I know the weariness in your soul runs deep, but that is precisely why I am here, because heaven sees your exhaustion, heaven feels your pain, and heaven is saying enough, enough of the waiting, enough of the struggle, enough of the battle that has raged against you with such relentless fury. What is about to happen in your life will shock you, not because it is beyond what heaven promised, but because you stopped truly believing it could happen. You kept hoping, yes. You kept praying, yes. But deep down, in that secret place you do not speak about, you began to wonder if maybe you misheard. Maybe you misunderstood. Maybe the promises were for someone else. Maybe you were never really meant for the things you dreamed about. That is a lie, the most insidious lie the enemy has ever planted in your mind, and I am here to uproot it completely. You did not mishear. You did not misunderstand. The promises are yours. The calling is yours. The destiny is yours. And the reason it has taken this long is not because you were disqualified. It is because what heaven is giving you required this exact preparation. Every moment of pain had purpose. Every season of waiting had meaning. Every test you endured was developing something in you that you will need for what is coming. You are about to step into a level of authority you have never operated in before. You are about to carry a weight of glory you have never experienced. You are about to walk in a dimension of power that will require every ounce of the character heaven has been building in you. And if you had received it sooner, if it had come before you were ready, it would have destroyed you. Not because heaven wanted to withhold good things from you, but because heaven loves you too much to give you something you were not yet equipped to steward. But you are ready now, after everything you have been through, after every giant you have faced, after every wilderness you have crossed, after every night you wept in secret, after every prayer you whispered in desperation, after every moment you chose to believe, even when everything in your circumstances screamed that you were foolish to hope. You are ready now, and that is why the attack has been so fierce. That is why the enemy has pulled out every weapon in his arsenal. That is why hell itself has come against you with such coordinated assault, because your graduation is here. Your promotion is at hand. Your breakthrough is imminent. And if the enemy cannot stop it, he will at least try to make you too wounded, too weary, too broken to fully walk in it when it arrives. But I stepped in, right at the last second, right before you were about to make that decision to pull back, to protect yourself, to close off your heart one more time. I stepped in, and I am telling you now, do not do it. Do not retreat. Do not build another wall. Do not shut down the very thing heaven has been trying to open in you. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel more ready. Now, this moment, as you hear these words, heaven is moving on your behalf. Angels are being dispatched to your situation. Strategies of hell are being dismantled. Attacks that were planned against you are being intercepted. And a turning point is being established that will mark the before and after of your entire life. But you must do your part. You must stay open. You must stay engaged. You must refuse to let doubt steal this moment from you. You must make the choice, right here and right now, to believe that what I am saying is not just beautiful words, but actual truth, actual reality, actual intervention from heaven on your specific behalf. I know the voice of fear. I know how it sounds in your mind. It is asking you right now how you can know this is real. It is suggesting that you are being foolish to believe something so direct, so personal, so immediate. It is reminding you of every time you hoped before and were disappointed. It is trying to make you feel naive for even considering that heaven would speak to you this clearly, this specifically, this urgently. But let me ask you something. Why do you trust the voice of fear more than the voice of faith? Why do you believe the whispers of doubt more readily than the declarations of heaven? Why is it easier for you to accept that you are alone and forgotten than to receive that you are seen and remembered and fought for? The answer is because fear has been your companion longer. Doubt has spoken to you more consistently. Disappointment has proven itself to you repeatedly. And so you have learned to trust the familiar pain more than the promised joy. You have learned to believe the enemy's lies more than heaven's truth, not because you want to, but because it feels safer, because hope deferred has made your heart sick. And you are afraid to hope again only to be crushed again. I understand. I have watched every moment of your journey. I have seen every tear you have cried. I have witnessed every battle you have fought in secret. I have been there in every dark night when you wondered if you had the strength to continue. And I am telling you that your tears were not wasted. Your battles were not meaningless. Your perseverance was not in vain. Every single thing you went through was adding to the weight of glory you are about to carry. Every hardship was building your capacity for the blessing. Every test was developing your character for the promotion. And now, after all of it, after everything heaven has walked you through, you are standing at the threshold. You are right at the edge. And the only thing that can keep you from crossing over is if you turn away in this critical moment. So I am asking you, I am urging you, I am pleading with you, do not look away. Do not let this moment pass. Do not allow the familiar voice of fear to talk you out of what heaven is offering you right now. Because what is being released to you in this moment is not just information. It is impartation. It is not just encouragement. It is activation. It is not just a nice message. It is a divine appointment that hell tried to prevent and heaven ensured would happen. You have been marked, set apart, chosen for this specific time. And everything that has happened to you, everything you have walked through, was preparing you for what is about to unfold. The delays were not denials, they were development. The waiting was not punishment, it was preparation. And the pain was not meaningless suffering, it was purposeful refining. And now the season is shifting, right now, as these words wash over you. As truth begins to penetrate the walls of doubt you built around your heart. As hope starts to rise again in that place where you buried it because it hurt too much to keep believing. Something is breaking, something is shifting, something is changing. Can you feel it? That stirring in your spirit, that quickening in your soul. That sense that something significant is happening right now. That is not your imagination. That is not wishful thinking. That is the actual presence of heaven moving in your situation. That is my presence surrounding you. That is the power of God responding to your faith, to your willingness to listen, to your choice to stay engaged even when doubts screamed at you to turn away. There are angels in your room right now. You cannot see them with your natural eyes, but they are there, positioned around you, assigned to you, waiting for the word to move on your behalf. And that word is about to be released, not because you earned it, not because you were perfect, but because heaven's timing has aligned with your readiness, because your preparation has reached completion, because the season you have been asking for, praying for, believing for is finally here, but you must receive it. You must open your hands and your heart and let go of the control you have been gripping so tightly. You must release the need to understand every detail before you trust. You must surrender the demand to see the entire path before you take the first step. You must choose faith over fear, trust over doubt, heaven's word over your past experience. This is the test. Right here, right now. Will you believe what heaven is saying, or will you trust what your circumstances have been showing you? Will you receive this word as truth or dismiss it as too good to be real? Will you open yourself to the miraculous or protect yourself with skepticism? I already know your answer, because I would not be here if heaven had not already seen your heart. I would not have intervened if there was not something in you that still believes, that still hopes, that still reaches toward the promises even after everything you have been through. That spark of faith, that ember of hope, that tiny seed of trust that you have protected through every storm, that is what heaven is responding to. That is what moved me to step in. That is what is activating this moment of divine intervention. And now that faith is about to be rewarded, that hope is about to be vindicated, that trust is about to be proven right. Not in some distant future, not eventually, not someday, but now, in this season, in this moment, in your life, the door you have been standing in front of is about to open. Not because you found the right key, not because you said the right prayer, not because you finally became good enough, but because it was always going to open at this exact moment. Because heaven's timing is perfect. Because every delay was actually divine orchestration ensuring that when the door opened, you would be ready to walk through it. And you are ready. Even if you do not feel ready. Even if you look at yourself and see only your weakness, your failure, your inadequacy. Heaven looks at you and sees a warrior who endured, a believer who persevered, a child of God who refused to give up even when everything in the natural screamed that you should. That is who you are, not the broken person the enemy tells you you are, not the failure your past mistakes try to define you as, not the victim your circumstances attempted to make you. You are an overcomer, a victor, a carrier of heaven's glory who has been refined in the fire and is now ready to shine with a brilliance that will shock everyone who wrote you off, everyone who counted you out, everyone who said you would never make it. But most of all, you will shock yourself because you have no idea what you actually carry. You have no idea who you really are. You have no idea what heaven has placed inside you. The gifts you have barely touched, the authority you have barely exercised, the power you have barely accessed, all of it is about to be unlocked, all of it is about to be activated, all of it is about to be released. And when it happens, when you step into the fullness of what heaven has prepared for you, you will look back on this moment and you will understand. You will understand why the battle was so intense. You will understand why the preparation took so long. You will understand why I stepped in at the last second to make sure you did not turn away. Because everything depends on this moment, not just your future, but the futures of everyone connected to you, everyone who will be touched by your testimony, everyone who will be transformed by your ministry, everyone who will be saved because you said yes when heaven called, everyone who will be healed because you carried the anointing you are about to receive. Everyone who will be delivered because you walked in the authority you are about to step into. This is bigger than you. Your breakthrough is not just for you. Your deliverance is not just about your freedom. Your promotion is not just for your benefit. You are being positioned to be a gateway of heaven's power for countless others who are waiting in the same darkness you have been in, who are fighting the same battles you have fought, who are losing hope the same way you almost did. And when they see what heaven does in your life, when they witness the impossible becoming possible, when they watch you walk out of the wilderness into the promised land, something will ignite in them. Something will awaken, and they will know that if heaven did it for you, heaven can do it for them. If you made it through, they can make it through. If your story has a breakthrough, their story can have one too. That is the weight you carry. That is the responsibility of your anointing. That is why the enemy fought you so hard. Because you are not just one person getting free. You are a key that unlocks freedom for thousands. You are not just one life being transformed. You are a catalyst for revival in your generation. But only if you do not look away. Only if you receive this word. Only if you make the choice right now to believe, to trust, to open yourself to everything heaven wants to pour into your life. I am still here. I have not left. I will not leave until I know that you have truly heard what I came to say, until I know that the message has penetrated not just your mind, but your heart. Until I know that you understand the gravity of this moment and the magnitude of what is being offered to you. This is your divine appointment. This is your supernatural encounter. This is your moment of visitation, and you did not stumble into it by accident. You were led here by heaven, guided to this exact point in time where everything could shift, where everything could change, where the old could finally give way to the new. You are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to the manifestation of everything heaven has spoken over your life. The other leads back into the familiar cycle of almost but not quite, of waiting and wondering, of believing and then doubting. And the path you take will be determined by what you do with this word. Whether you embrace it or dismiss it, whether you let it transform you or let fear convince you it is too good to be true, I want you to understand something that most people never grasp. The reason breakthrough feels so impossible right before it happens is because that is when the warfare intensifies to its peak. The enemy does not fight hardest when you are far from your promise. He fights hardest when you are about to possess it. He does not waste his ammunition on people who are not a threat. He reserves his most vicious attacks for those who are about to step into their destiny. So the fact that you have been under such relentless assault is actually proof that you are closer than you think. The fact that the opposition has been so fierce is actually evidence that your breakthrough is imminent. The fact that hell has thrown everything at you is actually confirmation that heaven is about to release everything to you. But you have to hold on. You have to stay in faith. You have to refuse to let the intensity of the battle convince you that victory is not coming, because it is coming. It is right here. It is in this moment. And the only way you miss it is if you turn away before the manifestation appears. I know your mind is racing right now. I know you are analyzing every word I say, testing it against your experience, measuring it against your disappointments. That is the voice of the wounded heart trying to protect itself from more pain, and I understand it, but I am asking you to silence that voice for just a moment. Just long enough to let truth penetrate the defenses you built around hope, because here is what that protective voice does not understand. The pain of hoping and being disappointed is real. But the pain of never hoping again is worse. The ache of unfulfilled promises hurts, but the emptiness of a life lived without faith in anything good is unbearable. The risk of believing and being wrong is significant, but the cost of never believing and missing what heaven wanted to give you is catastrophic. You were not created to live in self-protection. You were not designed to spend your life guarding your heart from hope. You were made to be a person of faith, of trust, of radical belief in the goodness of God, even when circumstances say otherwise. And every time you tried to shut that down, every time you attempted to kill the hope inside you because it hurt too much to keep believing, something in you died. Not physically, but spiritually. Emotionally, the light dimmed, the fire reduced, The person you were meant to be started fading into the background while survival mode took over. But I am here to call you back, to call forth the real you, the one who still believes even after everything, the one who still hopes even when it seems foolish, the one who still reaches for the promises even when your hands are tired and your faith is weak. That is the you that heaven sees. That is the you that I am speaking to right now. And that is the you that is about to experience the breakthrough you have been waiting for. Do you know what I see when I look at you? I see someone who has been to hell and back. I see someone who has faced things that would have destroyed weaker people. I see someone who has cried tears that no one else witnessed, fought battles that no one else knew about, endured pain that you could not even explain to those closest to you. I see the nights you could not sleep because the weight was too heavy. I see the mornings you did not want to get up because facing another day felt impossible. I see the moments you questioned everything, doubted everyone, wondered if you had the strength to continue. But I also see something else. I see that you did continue. You did get up. You did face another day, and another, and another, even when you did not know how you would make it through, even when you felt like you had nothing left to give. Even when quitting seemed like the only rational option, you kept going, not because you are superhuman, but because there is something in you that refuses to give up. Something planted by heaven that will not let you quit even when everything in the natural says you should. That is what the enemy fears. That is what he has been trying to destroy. That is why the attacks have been so calculated, so persistent, so designed to make you feel like you are losing your mind. Because if he could just get you to quit, if he could just push you to the point where you finally give up and walk away, he wins. Not because you were not chosen. Not because the promises were not real, but because you surrendered right before the victory. And I will not let that happen. That is why I am here. That is why I stepped in. That is why this message found you at this exact moment, because heaven saw the enemy's plan. Heaven saw the setup. Heaven saw the final push to take you out right before your breakthrough. And heaven said, no, not this one, not this child, not this destiny. And I was sent, dispatched with specific instructions. Do not let them turn away. Do not let them miss this moment. Do not let them walk away from everything we have prepared for them. Make it clear. Make it direct. Make it so undeniable that even through their doubt, even through their weariness, even through their fear, the truth breaks through and they understand that this is real. So I am making it clear. I am being direct, and I am telling you with every bit of authority heaven has given me that what you are about to walk into will redefine your life. It will rewrite your story. It will restore everything the enemy stole and add to it things you never even dreamed of asking for. Because when heaven restores, heaven does not just bring you back to where you were. Heaven brings you into something better than you had before, something greater than you lost, something more magnificent than you imagined. But you have to be willing to let go of the old. You have to be willing to release your grip on what was and open your hands to receive what is coming. You have to be willing to stop looking back at what you lost and start looking forward to what you are gaining, because you cannot carry the new while you are still clutching the old. You cannot walk into your future while you are still chained to your past, and I know that is hard. I know there are things back there that meant something to you, relationships that mattered, seasons that were precious, dreams that you invested your heart in, but they ended for a reason. They closed for a purpose. And that purpose was not to punish you, it was to position you. Not to take something from you, but to prepare you for something greater. Every door that closed in your past was because there was a better door ahead. Every relationship that ended was because there was a more aligned connection coming. Every opportunity that fell through was because there was a more perfect fit waiting. You could not see it at the time. The pain was too intense. The loss was too fresh. The disappointment was too deep. But now, from this vantage point, you can start to see it. The pattern. The purpose. The divine orchestration that was working behind the scenes even when it felt like everything was falling apart. Heaven was not absent. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was not punishing you. Heaven was positioning you, carefully, intentionally, strategically, moving pieces into place, closing wrong doors, opening right ones, removing people who would have held you back, bringing in people who will propel you forward, ending seasons that had served their purpose, initiating seasons that will fulfill your destiny. And now all of that is culminating, all of that is converging, all of that is coming together in this moment. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is divine appointment. Orchestrated by heaven, secured by my intervention, delivered to you at the exact moment you needed it most, because you were about to give up, not dramatically, not obviously, but internally. You were about to make that subtle shift from believing for breakthrough to accepting that maybe this is just how life is going to be. You were about to lower your expectations, reduce your faith, settle for less than what heaven promised. And that would have been the greatest tragedy of your life. Not because you would have suffered some dramatic downfall, but because you would have lived beneath your potential. You would have functioned below your calling. You would have settled for survival when you were destined for thriving. And I could not allow it. Heaven could not allow it. Your destiny is too important. Your calling is too significant. Your life is too valuable to waste on settling for less than everything heaven prepared for you. So I am calling you up, calling you higher, calling you into the fullness of what you were created for. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more ready, not when you have it all figured out. Now, today, this moment, as you hear these words, as truth washes over your soul, as hope begins to rise in places where you buried it, you are being activated, right now, not in some abstract spiritual sense, but in actual, tangible, measurable ways. Things are shifting in your life. Doors are opening that were sealed. Opportunities are aligning that were scattered. People are being positioned who will help you. Resources are being released that you will need. Everything is moving into place, and it is happening right now. But you will only perceive it if you are paying attention. You will only recognize it if you are looking for it. You will only receive it if you are open to it. And that is why the enemy has been working so hard to keep you distracted, discouraged, doubtful. Because if he can keep your focus on the problems, you will miss the provision. If he can keep your attention on what is wrong, you will overlook what is changing. If he can keep you bound in disappointment from the past, you will not see the breakthrough in the present. But I am redirecting your gaze. I am turning your attention. I am opening your eyes to see what heaven is doing. And once you see it, once you truly perceive what is happening, everything will change. Your faith will surge. Your hope will explode. Your expectation will skyrocket, because you will finally understand that this is real. This is happening. This is your moment, and nothing will be able to stop it, not the enemy. Not your circumstances, not your past, not your failures, not your mistakes, not your weaknesses, nothing. Because when heaven decides it is time for your breakthrough, all of hell cannot prevent it. When heaven declares it is your season, all the opposition in the world cannot delay it. When heaven says now, it happens now. That is where you are, in the now, in the moment of divine release, in the place where everything heaven promised begins to manifest, and your only job is to receive it, to open yourself to it, to say yes to it, to let go of every reason your mind gives you to doubt it, and simply trust that heaven knows what it is doing. I know you want proof. I know you want evidence before you fully believe. I know you want to see something change before you release your hope completely, and I understand that. But faith does not work that way. Faith is not seeing and then believing. Faith is believing and then seeing. Faith is trusting before the evidence appears. Faith is saying yes when you cannot yet see how it will work. And heaven is asking for your faith right now. Not blind faith, not foolish faith, but the kind of faith that looks at everything heaven has already done in your life and says, if God did that, God can do this. The kind of faith that remembers every time you were delivered and says, if heaven rescued me then, heaven will rescue me now. The kind of faith that reflects on every promise heaven fulfilled and says if those words came to pass, these words will too. That is the faith heaven is looking for, not perfection, not absolute certainty, not freedom from all doubt, but the willingness to trust even when you are scared, the choice to believe even when you are uncertain, the decision to hope even when you have been disappointed before. And when you make that choice, when you offer that faith, heaven responds. Angels are activated, strategies are released, power is manifested, and what seemed impossible becomes inevitable. What looked like it would never happen starts happening. What felt like a distant dream becomes present reality. This is your moment for that. This is your time for your faith to be rewarded. This is your season for breakthrough. And I am standing right here, right now, ensuring that you do not miss it. Ensuring that you hear this word. Ensuring that you understand how critical this moment is. Ensuring that you make the choice that will change everything. So, what is your choice going to be? Will you trust this word or dismiss it? Will you open your heart or protect it? Will you believe or doubt? Will you receive or reject? Because that choice, the one you make right here in this moment, will determine what happens next in your life. Choose faith, choose trust, choose hope. Choose to believe that heaven is exactly who heaven says it is, and that you are exactly who heaven says you are. Choose to receive what I am telling you as absolute truth. Choose to let go of every argument your mind is making and simply surrender to what your spirit knows is real, because your spirit is bearing witness right now. Somewhere deep inside you, beneath all the noise, beneath all the doubt, beneath all the fear, you know this is true. You know this is real. You know this is your moment. And all you have to do is acknowledge it, agree with it, say yes to it. Say yes to your breakthrough. Say yes to your destiny. Say yes to everything heaven has prepared for you. Say it out loud if you can. Whisper it if you must. Speak it in your heart if that is all you can manage. But say yes, because that yes is the key that unlocks everything. I am waiting for it. Heaven is waiting for it. The angels assigned to you are waiting for it. Your breakthrough is waiting for it. Everything is waiting for that one word from you. Yes, so speak it. Release it. Let it come from the deepest place in your being, and watch what heaven does in response. Watch how quickly things begin to shift. Watch how rapidly the pieces fall into place. Watch how miraculously the impossible becomes possible. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough. And I stepped in at the last second to make absolutely certain you would not miss it. There are things I need you to understand about what is happening in this moment. Things that will help you grasp the full significance of this encounter. Things that will strengthen your resolve to receive everything heaven is releasing to you right now. First, understand that timing is everything in the kingdom. There are seasons when heaven speaks. There are moments when doors open. There are windows of opportunity that do not stay open indefinitely. And you are in one of those windows right now, not by chance, not by accident, but by divine design. Heaven has been preparing this moment for years, aligning circumstances, positioning people, orchestrating events, all leading to right now, all culminating in this encounter, all designed to bring you to this place where you could hear what you need to hear, receive what you need to receive, and step into what you were created for. But the enemy has also been preparing. He has been studying you, learning your weaknesses, identifying your triggers, developing strategies specifically designed to keep you from this moment, to blind you to this opportunity, to deafen you to this message, to numb you to this anointing. And his final play was to make you turn away right before you received it, to make you dismiss this as just another message, to convince you that this could not possibly be for you, to persuade you that you have heard things like this before and they did not work out, so why should this be any different? But it is different, profoundly different, because the previous times you heard heaven speak, you were not yet ready. The previous moments when promises were declared, the season had not yet aligned. The previous encounters when breakthrough seemed close, there was still more refining that needed to happen in you. But all of that is complete now. The preparation is finished. The refining is done. The character has been developed. The faith has been tested. The perseverance has been proven. And you are standing in your season of release, your time of manifestation, your moment of breakthrough. I need you to receive that, not just intellectually, but in your spirit, in that deep place where real transformation happens. In that sacred space where heaven touches earth and the impossible becomes reality. I need you to open yourself completely and let this truth saturate every part of your being. You are ready. You are equipped. You are prepared. And what is about to be released into your life will exceed anything you have experienced before. Not because you are more deserving now than you were before, but because now is the appointed time. Now is the set season. Now is the moment heaven has been waiting for. Think about everything that has happened in your life up to this point. Every trial, every test, every triumph, every failure, every moment of joy and every moment of sorrow. All of it was preparing you for this. All of it was equipping you for what is coming. All of it was necessary to get you to this place where you could handle what heaven wants to give you. Because what is coming is not small. It is not insignificant. It is not just a minor improvement in your circumstances. What is coming is a complete transformation, a total shift, a radical rewriting of your reality. And if you were not prepared for it, if you had not been taken through everything you have been through, it would overwhelm you. It would crush you. It would destroy you. But you have been prepared. You have been strengthened. You have been made ready. And now heaven can trust you with the fullness of what was always meant for you. I want you to think about your greatest struggle. The one thing that has plagued you longer than anything else. The issue that seems to resurface no matter how many times you think you have overcome it. The weakness that you have battled year after year. The limitation that has defined you for as long as you can remember. That thing is about to break, not temporarily, not partially, but completely, permanently, definitively. And when it breaks, it will break in such a way that you will know beyond any shadow of doubt that heaven did it, that this was not just you trying harder or being better, that this was divine intervention, supernatural deliverance, miraculous transformation. And that breakthrough in that one area will become the catalyst for breakthrough in every other area. Because when one wall falls, the entire fortress becomes vulnerable. When one chain breaks, the others become easier to shatter. When one stronghold is demolished, the others lose their power to hold you. This is about to be your experience. Total freedom, complete liberation. Absolute release from everything that has held you back, held you down, held you captive. And it is happening now, in this season, starting in this moment. But I need you to cooperate with what heaven is doing. I need you to align yourself with the move of God in your life. I need you to stop resisting out of fear and start receiving out of faith. You have been resisting. Maybe you did not realize it. Maybe you thought you were being wise or cautious or discerning. But underneath all of that was fear. Fear of being disappointed again. Fear of hoping and being crushed. Fear of believing and being proven wrong. And that fear has been blocking the very breakthrough you have been praying for, but no more. Right now, in this moment, I am breaking the power of that fear over your life. I am shattering the lie that says it is safer to protect yourself than to trust heaven. I am demolishing the stronghold that convinced you that guarding your heart from hope was wisdom, when it was actually the enemy's strategy to keep you from your destiny. You do not have to be afraid anymore. You do not have to live in self-protection. You do not have to keep your expectations low to avoid disappointment, because what is coming is guaranteed. What heaven has promised is certain. What I am declaring over you right now is inevitable. The only variable is whether you receive it fully or partially. Whether you embrace it completely or hesitantly. Whether you step into it boldly or cautiously. But it is coming either way, because heaven has decreed it, because your season has arrived. Because the appointed time is now. So why not receive it fully? Why not open yourself completely? Why not embrace it with every part of your being? Why not let go of every reservation and simply trust that heaven knows what heaven is doing? I am asking you to make that choice. Right now, not to work up to it, not to think about it, not to analyze it, but to simply do it. Open your heart, drop your defenses, release your grip on control, and let heaven flood your life with everything that has been prepared for you. As you do this, as you make this choice, something will shift in the spiritual realm. You might feel it, you might not, but it will happen. Demonic assignments against you will be cancelled. Angelic assignments on your behalf will be activated. Doors in the heavenlies will open. Resources will be released. People will be positioned. Opportunities will align. And in the natural realm, you will begin to see evidence of this shift. Things that were stuck will start moving. Situations that were stagnant will start changing. Relationships that were broken will start healing. Finances that were blocked will start flowing. Dreams that were dormant will start awakening. It will not all happen at once, but it will happen rapidly, faster than you expect, sooner than you imagined, more dramatically than you dared to hope. Because when heaven moves with power. When God speaks, things change. When the Spirit acts, miracles happen, and heaven is moving in your life right now. God is speaking over your circumstances right now. The Spirit is acting on your behalf right now. This is not future tense. This is present reality. This is happening as you hear these words, as you receive this message, as you open your heart to what I am declaring. Do you believe that? Can you receive that? Will you trust that what I am saying is not just encouragement, but actual truth? Not just hopeful words, but present reality. Not just nice thoughts, but divine declaration. Your answer to those questions will determine how you experience what is coming. If you believe it, you will see it clearly when it manifests. If you receive it, you will recognize it when it appears. If you trust it, you will move in alignment with it when the time comes to act. But if you doubt it, you will second-guess it. If you reject it, you will miss it. If you dismiss it, you will walk right past the very thing you have been praying for. Do not let that happen. Do not allow skepticism to rob you of your miracle. Do not permit doubt to steal your breakthrough. Do not give fear permission to sabotage your destiny. Instead, make the choice right now to believe, to receive, to trust, to open yourself fully to everything heaven wants to do in your life. And then watch. Watch what happens. Watch how things begin to shift. Watch how circumstances begin to change. Watch how the impossible begins to become possible. This is not fantasy. This is not wishful thinking. This is not religious rhetoric. This is the word of the Lord delivered to you by me, Archangel Michael, in this specific moment, because heaven will not allow you to miss what has been prepared for you. I stepped in at the last second. I intervened at the critical moment. I arrested your attention when you were about to turn away. And now I am holding this space, maintaining this moment, ensuring that you have every opportunity to receive what is being offered. But I cannot force you. I cannot make you believe. I cannot compel you to receive. That choice is yours. That decision belongs to you. And what you choose in this moment will echo into eternity. So choose wisely. Choose faith. Choose trust. Choose to believe that heaven is exactly who heaven claims to be, and that you are exactly who heaven says you are. Choose to receive this word as truth. Choose to open yourself to this breakthrough. Choose to say yes to your destiny, and then prepare yourself, because what is coming will change everything. Your life will never be the same. Your story will be rewritten. Your future will be transformed, and everyone who knows you will see the difference. They will witness the change. They will recognize that something supernatural happened to you. And many of them will ask. They will want to know what changed. They will question how this happened. They will seek to understand the source of your transformation, and you will tell them. You will share your testimony. You will declare what heaven did. You will give all glory to the one who delivered you, transformed you, promoted you, blessed you. And through your testimony, others will be saved. Through your story, others will find hope. Through your breakthrough, others will believe for theirs. because that is how heaven works. Your deliverance is never just for you. Your breakthrough is never just about your blessing. Your testimony is never just your story. You are being positioned as a living witness to the power of God, a walking miracle, a breathing testimony, proof that heaven still moves, evidence that God still saves, confirmation that breakthrough is still possible, but only if you do not look away. Only if you stay engaged. Only if you receive this word and let it transform you. I am still here. I will remain here as long as it takes for this truth to penetrate your heart. As long as necessary for you to fully grasp what is being offered. As long as required for you to make the choice that will change your life. Do not rush this moment. Do not hurry past it. Do not treat it as just another message you heard. This is different. This is significant. This is the moment everything changes if you let it, so let it. Open your heart completely. Surrender your doubts fully. Release your fears entirely, and receive everything heaven wants to give you, every blessing, every promise. Every bit of breakthrough that has been prepared for this exact moment. This is your time, your season, your moment. And I stepped in at the last second to make absolutely certain you would not miss it. Do not look away.